Foundations, 12 Biblical Truths to Shape a Family. Foundation 4, set your mind where Christ is and on all that is good and true. Day 5, prayer. Can you imagine a movie without a soundtrack? The plot may be amazing and the acting superb, but without the musical score, something would not feel quite right. Think how Star Wars would look if it opened with the floating words but dead silence. Can you see it in your mind? Without music? Not very inspiring, right? The music is a key part of the story. It grips us and sets the tone for the movie. In a similar way, prayer is a necessity for the life of one who follows Jesus. It's a critical part of setting our minds on Him. It is possible and even quite common for people to know a great deal about God without knowing Him personally. Going to church and listening to sermons will result in learning much about the Bible if you pay attention and keep at it for a long time. And that is important because we must know about God if we are to follow and obey Him. But we must stop with just knowing about God. He calls us to know Him in a personal way, and prayer is our personal connection to Him. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18, Paul instructs us to rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Prayer is smack dab in the middle of always and in all circumstances, sandwiched right between the two. God invites us to talk with Him all the time. He doesn't get tired of listening to us, and He meets us every time we turn our hearts and minds to Him in prayer. Turns out, it's God's will for us. He's wired us to continually find joy in all circumstances as we give Him thanks for the way He works in our lives. Prayer helps us see, hear, and agree with our hearts and minds that He is good. To dwell on. Prayer is talking with God, setting our hearts and minds to agree with what God is doing in our lives. To discuss. Do you talk to God in prayer regularly or only at meal times and when you are in need? What are some other times you could pray? What are reasons why you cease or stop praying? Is it laziness, disbelief, forgetfulness? Ask God to teach you to talk to Him continually. To memorize. Rejoice always. Pray without ceasing. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18.